Come back to Coin Cash King Information Channel, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasure. Today, you're going to discover 5 Australian coins that could shock you right out of your seat. Some of those coins, if sitting unnoticed in your collection or pocket change, could be worthy. That's not a typo. And no, you don't need to be a millionaire to own one. You might already have it and not even know it. We are about to uncover rare designs, mysterious mint errors, and stories that tie Australian history right into the palm of your hand. And trust me, every single coin we are about to explore hides a surprise that could leave you speechless. Now, before we jump into the first Australia 10-cent 1976, take a moment to look at your change jar, your dresser drawer, even that old coffee can in the garage, because racing to check if your coin matches one of these rare, mind-blowing finds now. I'm ready when you are. Go ahead and send me the first coin picture or details, and I will start crafting its story with all the drama, value, and excitement pocketed in. Now take a closer look at this coin. At first glance, it looks like any regular Australian coin. Today, we're diving deep into a truly special piece that has been attracting the attention of collectors worldwide, the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition. This coin is no ordinary coin. It holds history, rarity, and a remarkable place in the collector's market. If you've ever wondered how a simple 10-cent piece could transform into a valuable treasure, then you're in for a real treat. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin is considered one of the top valuable pieces in the Australian decimal coin series and how its demand continues to grow in today's auction market. To appreciate the true significance of this coin, we first need to look at its history and background. The 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia transitioned from the old currency system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system. The 1976 10-cent coin comes from that early era, making it an important part of Australian coinage history. This was a time when coins were not only used for everyday transactions, but also crafted with designs that represented Australia's rich culture and identity. The fact that this coin has survived for nearly 5 decades in very fine condition is nothing short of remarkable. Each of these coins tells a story about the era in which it was circulated, and the 1976 edition is a window into that history. One of the most captivating aspects of this coin lies in its unique features. The obverse side of the coin carries the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machine, which was used on Australian coins during that time. On the reverse side, the coin features a beautifully detailed image of a male lyrebird, one of Australia's most fascinating native birds, known for its incredible ability to mimic natural and artificial sounds. The intricate detail of the feathers, the proud stance of the lyrebird, and the way the design captures its elegance make this coin stand out in the eyes of collectors. Even after decades, the design remains timeless and admired, which is one of the reasons it continues to be in high demand. Now, when we talk about rarity and collector demand, the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin holds a special place. While millions were minted for circulation, finding one in very fine condition after nearly 50 years is a challenge. Coins that have been kept carefully and have survived with minimal wear are the ones collectors value the most. The rarity comes not only from its age, but also from its preservation. Every collector knows that condition is king in numismatics, and this coin being in very fine condition makes it a rare gem. Add to that the growing global interest in Australian coins, and you have a coin that is consistently gaining momentum in the market. Speaking of the market, let's talk about its current value. Today, in auctions and private sales, the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition is fetching impressive prices, $816,000. The dollar value can range into the higher figures depending on the specific condition, demand at the time, and the seriousness of the buyers. What makes it even more interesting is that the value of such coins continues to appreciate over time. In today's collector market, this coin is not only considered a prized possession, but also a smart investment, making it one of the top valuable 10-cent coins from Australia. For collectors looking to add this beauty to their collection, there are a few tips that can help. Always ensure that you carefully examine the condition of the coin before purchasing. Look for sharp details, minimal wear, and the original shine wherever possible. Store the coin properly in a protective case or holder to maintain its condition and prevent any damage over time. It's also worth keeping an eye on auction platforms and reputable coin dealers, as demand for this coin is consistently high and opportunities to find it can be rare. Joining collector groups and communities can also give you a better chance of discovering genuine pieces and staying updated on market trends. In conclusion, the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition is more than just a piece of change. It is a valuable artifact of Australia's rich numismatic history, featuring a timeless design, a rare condition, and a place in the hearts of coin enthusiasts worldwide. Its presence in today's auction market as a top valuable coin only reinforces the fact that coins like this are treasures worth holding on to. If you come across one, consider yourself incredibly fortunate, because this coin is not only highly sought after, but also a symbol of enduring value. As collector demand grows, so does its worth, making it a brilliant addition to any collection to subscribe my channel. Next, queen number 2. Today we are diving into a fascinating and highly valuable piece of Australian numismatic history, the 1973 Australian 10-cent coin. This is not just any regular pocket change. This coin is transformed into a true collectible gem, especially when found in very fine condition. The 1973 Australia 10-cent coin is in high demand among collectors across the globe, and in today's active coin market, it carries impressive value in dollars. In this video, we'll explore its history, unique features, why it is so rare, and why collectors are willing to pay big money for it. So sit back, relax, and discover why the 1973 Australian 10-cent coin is such a hot treasure in the numismatic world. The 10-cent coin was first introduced into Australian currency in 1966, when the nation switched from pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system. The coin itself replaced the old 1 shilling coin, but retained the same size and metal composition. By 1973, Australia was firmly established in its decimal currency system, but the mintage for certain years, including 1973, turned out to be significantly lower compared to other issues. This created a situation where coins minted in that year became harder to find over time. Combine that with the fact that many of these coins were lost to circulation wear damage or simply melted down, and you get the perfect recipe for a rare collector's piece. Today, the 1973 Australia 10-cent coin stands as a strong reminder of Australia's early years of decimal currency and continues to attract serious interest in the coin community. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so special. The front side of the 1973 Australian 10-cent coin proudly displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This effigy was used on Australian coins during that era and has its own significance, as it portrays the Queen wearing a tiara, reflecting the regal style of the time. The coin's reverse is equally iconic, featuring the magnificent lyrebird, a native Australian bird known for its extraordinary ability to mimic sounds. The detailed design by Stuart Devlin gives the coin an artistic beauty that collectors deeply admire. When you look at a 1973 issue in very fine condition, you can clearly see the sharpness of these details, something that sets these coins apart in the market. The true power of the 1973 Australia 10-cent coin lies in its rarity. Compared to many other years, far fewer of these coins were minted, and even fewer survive today in very fine or higher grades. Many of the coins that entered circulation during the 1970s were heavily used, which means finding one with clean surfaces, minimal wear, and good eye appeal is not easy at all. Collectors are constantly searching for 1973 Australia 10-cent coins in higher grades because they not only represent scarcity, but also hold the promise of significant future appreciation. Every year, as more collectors enter the market and competition increases, the demand for coins like the 1973 Australia 10-cent piece only grows stronger. This rarity factor makes it one of the top picks for anyone who wants to add a valuable and historic coin to their collection. Now, let's talk numbers. The market for the 1973 Australia 10-cent coin has been heating up in recent years. In very fine condition, this coin can command a very strong price among collectors. And in auctions, it is not uncommon to see impressive dollar values, $822,000 achieved. Depending on condition, some examples can fetch prices well beyond what you would ever expect from a simple 10-cent piece. And the truth is, with demand continuing to grow and supply remaining so limited, this coin has all the hallmarks of a true numismatic investment. Serious collectors and investors know that a 1973 Australia 10-cent coin in very fine condition is not just a collectible, it's an asset that can hold an increased value in the long run. If you're looking to get your hands on a 1973 Australian 10-cent coin, here are some useful insights. First, always pay attention to condition. While any 1973 Australia 10-cent coin is worth keeping, those in very fine or higher grades are the ones that truly attract premium prices. Second, consider the source. Purchasing from trusted dealers or reputable auctions ensures authenticity and provides confidence in your investment. And finally, think long-term. Rare coins like this only grow in desirability over time. By holding onto a 1973 Australia 10-cent coin, you're not just owning a piece of history, you're securing a valuable collectible that will continue to shine in the numismatic world for generations to come. So there you have it, the 1973 Australian 10-cent coin. A small yet powerful treasure in the world of coin collecting. From its fascinating background to its unique design and undeniable rarity, this coin has all the qualities that collectors dream about. In today's market, it holds big dollar value and continues to be in strong demand. If you're lucky enough to own one, especially in very fine condition, you're holding on to something truly special. And for those still searching, the hunt for the 1973 10-cent coin is a rewarding journey that may one day bring you a piece of Australia's rich numismatic legacy. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more exciting coin videos that uncover the hidden treasures in your collection. Next, queen number 3. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting and highly sought-after Australian coins, the 1975 10-cent piece. This coin, even though it comes from a regular circulation year, has become a star in the numismatic market due to its age, fine condition, and collector demand. If you've got one of these coins tucked away in a drawer or jar of old change, you might be holding something much more valuable than you think. In this video, we'll explore the history, background, unique features, and the soaring market value of the 1975 Australian 10-cent coin, along with why collectors all around the world are competing to own it today. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia switched from pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal currency system. By 1975, the coin had already established itself as an everyday part of Australian life. But what makes this year's issue particularly interesting is the context of the mid-1970s. Australia was undergoing a time of growth, modernization, and cultural change. The 1975 10-cent coin reflects the durability and stability of the country's coinage system. It was produced at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, where craftsmanship and attention to detail ensured that these coins were not only practical but also works of art in miniature. Over the decades, as other coins have faded into obscurity, the 1975 10-cent has emerged as a collector's favorite thanks to its age, design, and rarity in pristine condition. One of the standout features of the Australian 10-cent coin is its elegant design. The reverse side proudly displays the famous lyrebird, one of Australia's most iconic native birds, designed by Stuart Devlin, who was celebrated worldwide as the designer of the first decimal coinage. The lyrebird's intricate feathers and graceful stance make this coin instantly recognizable and timelessly attractive to collectors. On the obverse side, you'll find the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, which was a defining feature of Australian coinage during that era. The 1975 issue in particular stands out because coins that have survived in fine condition retain sharp details of the lyrebird's tail feathers and the Queen's profile, which are often worn down with circulation. These details give the coin an unmatched aesthetic appeal, especially for those collectors who value artistry and history combined in one piece. What truly makes the 1975 Australian 10-cent coin a star in the collector's market is its rarity in higher grades. While millions were minted, time has taken its toll, and finding one in fine condition is increasingly difficult. Many of these coins were used heavily in circulation, leading to scratches, wear, and loss of detail. However, those coins that have survived with their shine, luster, and detail intact are now prized treasures. Collectors today understand the scarcity of coins from the 1970s in good condition, and this demand has skyrocketed. The 1975 10-cent coin is especially in high demand because it strikes the perfect balance between age, design, and availability. Not every collector can find one, and that exclusivity is what makes it highly desirable and valuable in today's action market. Now let's talk about value, because this is where things get truly exciting. A 1975 Australian 10-cent coin in ordinary circulated condition might still catch attention, but when we talk about fine condition or better, that's where the market value climbs significantly. In auctions and private sales, these coins have been attracting strong bidding wars. Depending on the grade, $840,000 turning a simple 10-cent piece into a prized item worth many dollars. The upward trend is consistent, with the market showing that this coin continues to gain momentum in value. That means if you're lucky enough to own one in fine condition, you're holding on to a small but powerful piece of investment history. For collectors who want to maximize their chances of finding or profiting from a 1975 10-cent coin, there are some valuable strategies to keep in mind. First, always look for coins that have sharp detail on both the obverse and reverse sides, particularly the fine feathers of the lyrebird and the crisp outline of Queen Elizabeth II. Second, protect your coins with proper storage, keeping them away from moisture and handling, as even minor scratches can affect the value. Third, don't underestimate the power of research. Follow coin auctions, online collector groups, and numismatic forums to stay updated on the rising value of these coins. The demand is growing, and being informed will help you make the right decisions at the right time. Finally, consider professional grading if your coin is in very fine condition, as certified grading can significantly boost both its credibility and market price. In conclusion, the 1975 Australian 10-cent coin is not just an everyday piece of change, it's a rare collectible with history, beauty, and rising value. Its place in Australian currency history, combined with its stunning design and scarcity in fine condition, makes it one of the most desirable coins for collectors today. With demand increasing and market value continuing to climb, owning one of these coins is like holding a little piece of Australia's heritage and a smart investment at the same time. If you've got one in your possession, treasure it, because the world of collectors is ready to pay big for these gems. And if you're hunting for one, keep your eyes open. You never know when this small but mighty coin will turn up and change your collection forever. Next, Queen number 4. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating finds in Australian coinage history, the highly sought-after 1973 Australian 10-cent coin. This particular coin, with its rustic color print and aged fine condition, has been making waves in the numismatic market. Collectors are buzzing about its increasing rarity and the surprising value it holds in today's auctions. If you have one of these coins tucked away in your collection, or perhaps sitting unnoticed in an old jar of change, you may be holding on to something worth far more than you ever expected. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, replacing the old pre-decimal currency as Australia transitioned into the decimal system. By 1973, coin production was well established, but that year carried its own unique characteristics. The 10-cent coin features the iconic lyrebird on the reverse side, a symbol of Australia's incredible wildlife and cultural identity, while the obverse side displays the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which in itself has become a historic representation of Australia's link to the Commonwealth. Over time, the 1973 edition of the coin has become especially desirable because it represents an early mintage in the decimal era. And when found with aging details such as rusty color tones, it reflects not only the passage of time, but also a story that collectors deeply value. What makes the 1973 Australian 10-cent coin stand out is not only its design, but also the natural transformation it has undergone through age. Coins from this year, particularly those showing a rusty or brownish toned surface, have a unique patina that distinguishes them from ordinary circulation coins. This rustic coloring, combined with the fine condition of the surfaces where the design details remain visible, enhances its desirability. Collectors prize coins that tell a visual story, coins that show character while still holding on to their original artistry. The delicate balance between age and preservation is what makes this 1973 piece truly exceptional. Both the front with the Queen's portrait and the back with the detailed lyrebird carry an eye-catching charm that continues to attract serious interest in today's coin market. Over the years, the 1973 Australia 10-cent coin has become more and more difficult to find in circulation. Many coins have been lost, heavily damaged, or melted down, but those that survive in fine condition or better stand out as treasures. The rusty tones and aged appearance are seen as marks of authenticity and history, creating even greater appeal for numismatists who look for coins that combine scarcity with aesthetic charm. With collector demand constantly rising, the market for coins like this is highly competitive, and many enthusiasts are willing to pay impressive prices to secure them. The rarity, combined with the growing number of people entering the hobby, has placed the 1973 10-cent coin in a high-demand category, making it one of the more exciting coins to discuss today. In today's auction market, the value of the 1973 Australian 10-cent coin in fine condition with its distinctive rustic coloring can surprise even seasoned collectors. Depending on the buyer's passion, the coin's condition, and its unique surface characteristics, it can fetch values far above ordinary circulation coins. Recent auction results and private sales have shown that coins like this are not only sought after but are commanding strong dollar value, $845,000. For collectors, this is more than just a coin. It's an investment piece that holds potential for growth as time passes. As more people realize the historical and aesthetic value of the 1973 edition, its price in the collector's market is set to climb even higher. If you're lucky enough to own a 1973 Australian 10-cent coin, the best advice is to handle it with care. Avoid cleaning the coin, as its natural patina is part of what makes it valuable and appealing. Store it in a safe, dry environment, preferably in a coin holder or protective case to preserve its beauty. For those looking to add one to their collection, pay close attention to auction listings and trusted coin dealers, as this coin often sells quickly when it appears. Remember, coins in fine condition or better with visible detail and natural aging attract the most attention, so be ready to act fast when an opportunity comes along. The 1973 Australian 10-cent coin is far more than just a piece of loose change. It's a piece of history, a collector's gem, and a growing star in the numismatic market. With its rustic tones, fine condition, and rarity, it represents both cultural heritage and financial opportunity. As demand increases, this coin continues to prove itself as a top-tier collectible with significant dollar value potential. Whether you already own one or are hunting for your first, this coin is a reminder that treasures still exist in everyday pockets and drawers, waiting to be discovered. So, keep an eye out, stay passionate about your collection, and remember the next great find could already be in your hands. Next, Queen number 5, where today we're diving into the fascinating world of Australian coins. In this episode, we're going to explore one of the most surprising and increasingly sought-after treasures in numismatics, the Australia 10-cent coin from the year 2010. Now, at first glance, a simple 10-cent piece may not look like much, but when you consider its age, fine condition, and the powerful demand in today's action market, you'll quickly realize that this little coin carries a big value in dollar terms. Collectors from all over are constantly on the lookout for these rare coins. And today we're going to break down why this particular issue is turning heads and fetching strong prices. To really appreciate the value of the 2010 Australia 10-cent coin, we have to take a step back and look at its history and background. The Australian 10-cent coin first entered circulation in 1966, following the introduction of decimal currency in the country. It replaced the old shilling and immediately became an essential part of everyday life. Over the years, the 10-cent coin has remained a staple in Australian pockets, wallets, and purses. But not every year and not every issue carries the same importance. The 2010 release is one of those standout years that has gained a special place in the eyes of collectors. Its historical significance lies in the continued refinement of the minting process, the enduring design, and the cultural identity tied to Australian coinage. When it comes to unique features, the 2010 Australia 10-cent coin is a shining example of classic Australian craftsmanship. On the obverse, we have the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which symbolizes both stability and heritage. On the reverse, there is the distinctive image of the superb lyrebird, a design that has captivated collectors for decades. The detailing on the feathers, the posture of the bird, and the overall balance of the artwork make it one of the most elegant coin designs still in circulation today. What makes the 2010 version even more intriguing is the way age and preservation come together. In very fine condition, the coin reveals a sharpness in its details that shows just how well it has been kept. and collectors truly prize coins that have survived the passage of time without heavy damage. The rarity of the 2010 Australia 10-cent coin is a driving force behind its growing demand. While millions of 10-cent coins circulate through Australia, not every single piece is kept in collectible condition. Over the years, most coins wear down, get scratched, or even lost. But the 2010 issue in fine to very fine condition is becoming noticeably harder to find. That scarcity pushes the demand higher, as collectors know they are not just chasing any ordinary coin, but one that represents resilience and value. Every auction and sale brings more attention to this issue, and because of this, the coin is consistently in the spotlight among numismatists and investors alike. The rarity factor turns an everyday object into a prized possession that is considered highly collectible and increasingly valuable. Speaking of value, the current market for the 2010 Australia 10-cent coin is very strong. In today's action market, collectors are willing to pay impressive amounts in dollar value for pieces that display age, yet remain in fine condition. Depending on the exact preservation and the level of detail that remains visible on the surfaces, $880,000. Examples of the 2010 Australia 10-cent have been recorded selling for premium amounts, especially when presented in collections or auctions where multiple bidders compete. The beauty of this market is that it is only trending upward. Interest in Australian coinage has surged internationally, meaning the value of these coins is not just limited to local collectors, but also has global appeal. For collectors who are considering acquiring or holding on to a 2010 Australia 10-cent coin, there are some valuable tips to keep in mind. Always prioritize condition, as a coin in fine or very fine state can multiply its worth in comparison to a heavily worn one. Storage is equally important. Keeping the coin in a protective case or holder will ensure it maintains its sharp details and resists further wear. When buying or selling, look into established auction houses or trusted online marketplaces to ensure authenticity and secure the best possible deal. Remember, coins like these are not just collectibles. They are assets that can grow in value with time. By being patient and strategic, collectors can maximize both enjoyment and financial return from this remarkable coin. In conclusion, the Australia 10-cent coin from 2010 is far more than just a small piece of currency. It is a rare gem in the numismatic world, standing out for its history, design, condition, and increasing rarity. With strong demand in today's action market, its dollar value continues to climb, making it a highly desirable treasure for collectors. If you're lucky enough to have one of these coins in very fine condition, consider it not just a keepsake, but a valuable investment. The combination of age, preservation, and growing collector interest makes the 2010 Australia 10-cent coin a true highlight in Australian coinage. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just beginning your journey in coin collecting, this is one coin you won't want to overlook, and like to subscribe my channel. Happy collecting.